Overkill trading. We got Bitcoin breaking back out over 60,000. I updated the Discord today, folks, where we're going to want to set our stop loss on a trade on BTC is going to be right there at the bottom of this red candle from yesterday. You can see we're getting a green doji today. The last dot on the daily chart is still green. So you can see on my screen over here, the last two times the dots came, boom, this one came around here. But the thing about this one here is that it was not breaking the orange line. You can see that orange line is our 9 EMA, our 9 EMA. We want the green dots to come and break that orange line, okay? The orange line is very important because it is the exponential moving average. So it is the average price. If you're looking at a daily chart, it's going to be the average price over the last 9 days. You can see when it breaks up above it, it tends to reverse direction. You can see over here was when it really did, when we were in the bull market, is it broke out there. And look what happened. It rode that orange line all the way up from 40,000 all the way up to 70. Okay, again, back here, what did it do? It broke out, and then it rode that orange line all the way up. That's what we are looking for here is those breakouts. Okay, and you're seeing Bitcoin get one here. So that is actually breaking out over the 9. So I like the trade here with a stop loss at $58,000 on Bitcoin. Again, as long as the last dot is still green on our indicator, we are bullish on the name. And that is whatever time frame we're looking at. So if you're looking at a time frame on Bitcoin here on a weekly chart, let me go ahead and add the monthly here too. If you're looking at a weekly, though, you can see that we're red and we are underneath it. So the time frame on the weekly is obviously down. Okay, we're down below the 9 EMA. You can see how it rides up the weekly here on that orange line that I was talking about. That is the support, right? You want to be above that, not below it. We've been in a very choppy market since March. You can see the last sell signal came on Bitcoin back here on March 18th. Okay, that was right up here at about 70,000. It then dropped all the way down to 49. We did bounce off our 50 EMA, which is our light blue line, okay, which is a good support. Okay, but the last dot is still red on the weekly, so we're using caution. Like if you guys aren't using a stop loss, it's part of the rules for a reason. It's how we limit risk. So if you're holding Bitcoin here without a stop loss at a red dot on a weekly chart, right, you could sit through a dip all the way down to this moving average at 36. It's possible. It's not out of the cards. Okay, how we can know that we're bullish again on the weekly chart on Bitcoin is going to be when a green dot comes back on the chart. So the good thing about the daily dot, right, the daily feeds the weekly. So it takes 7 of these candles to equal 1 of these weekly candles, right? Because this is based on weeks. We get new weekly candles every single Sunday it's going to be 8 p.m. New York time is when those form. So come Sunday, we're going to get a new candle, okay? And that candle's going to be higher or lower. As long as Bitcoin stays above 58K, which is our reversal candle here, we got good volume today as well. We are fine. But if that breaks down, folks, okay, you better brace for impact because it is very possible that we can come down here to 36 to 40K. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there is a chance. Okay, and if you look at a monthly chart, again, where's the best time to buy Bitcoin? Best time to buy Bitcoin is down here when the green dot's printing, when the blue wave is down here, right? That was in February of 2023. That was Bitcoin 18,000. Okay, 18,000 all the way up to 70. You made almost 200%. And look at the monthly. Okay, so you got to think about your time frame here on what you're trading. Okay, as traders, we got to plan our trades. Meaning, okay, I'm going to buy Bitcoin here and I'm going to hold it for how long? I personally don't think it's the greatest time to go long here on Bitcoin. Sure, it could go up to 100K, but that's only another 40,000. That's not even a 100% move. Okay, so the bigger the time frame with the indicator, the more accurate. If you guys are beginners, I'd recommend waiting for the monthlies, okay, or the weeklies. Okay, those are the two most accurate charts when it comes to these buy signals here. You can see the last 2 that have been bull traps. Okay, if you don't know what a bull trap is our cheat sheet over here. This is a bull trap. This is where we don't want to get caught. Again, this is why we use a stop loss. Okay, the last green dot came on this candle right here. We always set our stop loss at the bottom of the candle we're getting the signal on. The stop loss was 61,000, 60,000, I think I was calling it. And what happened? We broke 60, and when support breaks, that's when the panic selling starts. You saw we went from 60,000 all the way down there to it was 49,000 in the matter of, I think it was a couple days. So that's technical trading for you guys. I mean, that is technical trading. Same thing right here on this green dot. That one actually ended up being a bear trap. But you can see we got the green dot on what candle? We got it on this candle right here. So our stop loss was where? It was at the bottom of the candle. We got the signal on. So if you guys are new beginners, I highly recommend trading the weekly and the monthly. If you're using the indicator, those are the most, one sec here, let me fix my screen. Those are going to be the most accurate signals, okay, when it comes from our trading indicator, because we have a very specific set of rules here on this channel that you guys can get over here in the Discord. That link is in the description and pinned in the comment section. I have a free trading course over here to anyone new to trading, but these rules are very, very important, right? We are swing traders. We are not day traders, okay? We're trading a weekly and a daily chart, okay? We only buy assets that are trending above the 9 EMA. Okay, I took a position on AVE today. This is a cryptocurrency. Okay, and why did I take the trade, folks? Because look, we got the first green candle here. We got the blue wave way down here on the daily. And the last time, right, this green candle came, we got a green dot. We went up from 79 all the way up to 106. So that was a beautiful trade, beautiful play out, 33%. Okay, beautiful trade. Okay, same thing here. How much did we go up? 27%. Okay, so I'm saying that this is the bottom, right? 93 is the bottom for AVE. If I am wrong, I have my stop loss level set. If you guys don't know what a stop loss is, I'd highly recommend looking it up on Google or watching a couple of YouTube videos and understanding why it's important. As traders, it is our job to manage our risk to the downside. So I am risking about 3%. I think I got in at $95 this morning. Okay, I'm risking $2 to the downside, meaning if this level breaks, right, this candle is a liar. I'm thinking that this is the bottom candle right here based on the daily chart. I'm not taking this trade based on a weekly because we have a red dot, right? But the monthly doesn't look bad. Okay, a doji on the monthly with volume here. And this actually had a green dot at the beginning of the month. That's when I'm kind of playing it. So I'm thinking this thing has some more upside. So simply put, I just set my stop loss right there at the bottom of the green candle that I'm playing because, again, it's the same pattern playing out right here. Big dip, green candle, reversal. Big dip, green candle, reversal. Okay, we're playing the levels. So the stop loss is very important. Again, I try to make it so you guys don't have to sit through one of these, okay? These big capitulation dips, these 60, 70% drawdowns, okay? And we use that by following our rules, okay? If we're taking a trade, we have to follow the rules, right? We trade assets trending above the 9 EMA. That's another thing. Is this green candle broke over the 9 EMA? That is our orange line. Okay, you can see it was resistance, resistance, resistance. You can see when we get up above the orange line, that is when we are trending up. So the second I see a candle, a green candle, break up above that 9 EMA, I want to get the first one. I want to get on the first one, and I want to set my stop loss at the bottom of that candle. Okay, I also took a trade on, what was it? CELH today. This was Celsius Holdings. I'm playing this green candle right here. So again, where's my stop loss? My stop loss is 37.90. Okay, if 37.90 breaks, we're out of the trade. Okay, it's simple as that. But I think this one has some big upside. This is more of a play on the weekly, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit today, is you can see how far this thing's been beaten down, right? I mean, this thing was all the way up here at $99. It's down 64%. So if you're a swing trader who likes to focus on the weekly chart, like us on this channel, right, this is the time you want to be buying, guys. Look what the blue wave is. Blue wave was right here in April. $28. Where did it go to? All the way up to 71. That was over 100% move. What did it do? It pulled back, okay, gave us another green dot, rip, okay? This is a massive pull down here, right? A massive 60, 70% pullback. This is great. This is opportunity, folks. This is opportunity, okay? Okay, this is despair. Everyone was buying up here at $100. They're now down 60% from where they were at. They're at $36. So when an asset goes from 99 all the way down to 36, drops 60%, that is when you want to pay attention because you know this is over with. Okay, so the green dot will be the confirmation that we have reached the bottom of despair. I'm anticipating that by taking a position today. I'm anticipating that coming in the next 1 to 3 weeks. 1 to 3 weeks, I think we see a green dot on CELH, which is Celsius Holdings. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they're a credible company. They're about a $9 billion company. If you guys know what Celsius energy drinks are, I mean, you see them in every single store, every single gas station, you name it. They're all over the place. So I don't think they're, as a company, going anywhere anytime soon. And yes, their stock just pulled back 60%. So that's when I want to start taking note. So what I did was I set a stop loss right there at 37.90. Again, if that level breaks, okay, I know we didn't break the 9, but as soon as we get down here on the weekly, way down in this territory like we were back here. And like we were back here, you guys could see where the price was when those two green dots came. This one came at 50. Okay, this one came at 29. Okay, I don't know where the next green dot's going to come, but like I said, I'm anticipating the trade. I'm anticipating the green dot coming on the weekly chart based on the daily, because we got the daily dot called out a couple days ago on Monday. Okay, and this is the first green candle after the green dot. So again, if I'm wrong, I'll get stopped out and I can get back in, right? I can get back in when I'm stopped out. That's the great thing. So I'm only risking about 1 to 2% to the downside here for a massive upside here on the weekly chart. Okay, I mean, this is 150% back to the top. I put in, I think, $20,000, $25,000. So if it goes up 150%, I'm going to make around, I mean, you do the math, 25,000, cut that in half, another 17. I mean, you're talking about $37,000 off a $25,000 investment if this wave comes back up here, which if it's a good company, if it's a good project, their stock should bounce back. They should not let their stock go to zero. And maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe they're getting sued. I don't know. But all I know is it's coming down here into a very important moving average, just like this one right here, the 200. Okay, that's where we bounced right here at $12. The thing absolutely ripped. So where are we at now? We're right on that line once again. So I want to be a buyer down at these levels. These are very major technical levels. And again, I'm taking this trade based off the daily. Okay, thinking that there's going to be more upside, because the second this thing reverses, decides to go the other direction, I think it's going to rip really, really hard. Okay, this has been a bloody, bloody pullback. I like blood. Okay, I like when there's blood in the streets. I like the fact that crypto went down a shit ton last week. Okay, I know the Discord's been absolutely dead over these last couple weeks, but that's probably because most of you were not using your stop losses. Okay, you guys probably lost your bags because you weren't using your stop losses. You didn't set your stop loss here on Bitcoin at 60,000, so you rode it all the way down to 49. And I'm not saying this Bitcoin dip is over. I'm liking the daily chart right now. I'm liking the fact that it's showing strength here off a major support level, but 57, 58,000, if I don't have a stop loss set at that, I shouldn't be trading. I shouldn't be in the position, because we're not the kind of people that want to sit through, right? I don't want to sit through, where'd CELH go? I don't want to sit through this big, I don't want to watch my portfolio go down 60% over 5 months. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to watch my account go down 60%? That is why we use stop losses, folks. And again, we're entering and exiting based on the green dots and the red dots, okay? When a chart is way down here on a weekly chart, when we're way oversold, just like a lot of cryptocurrencies are right now. I mean, look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin's way down here, right? Dogecoin's way down here. XLM is way down here. XLM actually has a green dot on the weekly. Look at that. Okay, that's actually showing up right there. So the trade level is where? If you're playing this weekly dot, where is your stop loss? Your stop loss is right here at 0.094. Okay, the bottom of the green candle, we are getting the green dot on. You have to set your stop losses if you're going to trade. Okay, we are not in the trade unless we're seeing a green dot on either the daily or the weekly. My favorite place to enter, my favorite entry is when the daily candle breaks out over that 9. Okay, when it breaks out over the 9, that's when we get the momentum to the upside. If we're below the 9 EMA on the daily chart, okay, we're trending down. That is that orange line. You can see it's below the orange line, below the orange line, below the orange line, below the orange line. Okay, boom, bounce back. Okay, wonderful. Okay, there was your green dot on this candle. That means you could have took the entry on that candle right there with a stop loss at 0.093, and you're up in the money right now. Okay, and this is actually breaking out over the 9 EMA. So I'd actually move my stop loss up now on Dodge to about 0.099. Okay, and that's the level I'd be watching, anticipating a green dot here on the weekly. So I'm hoping the markets bounce. The weekly charts are still pretty ugly and they need to be repaired. Let's look at ETH here. Okay, ETH again is way down here. Where was the last time we were way down here? It was back here in October, September, right? This was almost a year ago. This was almost a year ago. We've been this deep on the weekly chart. Okay, this is where we want to be buyers of our names. Okay, bouncing off major EMAs. Okay, these are our EMAs. We use the 9, the 50, and the 200, and obviously our trading indicator. If you guys want this trading layout, I have it right over here in the Discord. All you got to do is come to this tab and click on this. And again, if you need support or help with that, it's really easy. It's 2 button clicks and it loads right into your TradingView account, and you can see literally everything that I see and I go over on these charts. So that's it right now. Let's look at the level for ETH here. Again, the green dot on the daily came right there on August 8th. That was at about 2,400, and we're now breaking out over that 9 EMA, which is a good thing. So let's move our stop loss on ETH up to, call it $2,500. $2,500. That's about a $200 risk here on ETH. Not looking bad. I like that. I like that with a stop loss at 2,500 there. Okay, $200 risk here. Solana is still red here on the weekly, but it's trying to build support here. I got the stop loss on that at around 136. What's the weekly saying? The weekly's still pretty ugly on Solana too. Okay, but we are still above our 50 EMA, which is good. We wicked all the way down to 109. Whoever bought the dip, if someone bought the dip, congratulations. Yeah, it's still really not clear on what the direction is in crypto, and if anyone thinks that thinks that they know, right? I'm just reading the indicator and what it's telling me. As long as the last dot is red on a weekly chart, okay, I am always using caution, right? You got to use caution on a red dot. Okay, we never hold through red dots. A perfect example of holding through a red dot and why you shouldn't do it is going to be this chart of AVAX right here. Okay, AVAX got absolutely destroyed. Red dot came right back here in April. Okay, look at that. That was at $53. Okay, it dipped 68%. Okay, if you did not sell on the red dot, if you did not get out on the red dot, you lost 68% of your portfolio. Same thing with CELH. If you did not sell on this red dot up here at $86, you rode that thing all the way down to 39. So, yeah, just don't do it. Don't hold through a red dot. And if you're holding right now, if you're holding crypto and you think this thing's going to reverse, I know some people in the Discord bought the dip. I'd highly recommend setting that stop loss right there at 58. If that level can hold and we can bounce here, it's going to look really good. But if it breaks down, it's going to look really bad. And again, the weekly dot is against you right now. So you have to use that stop loss there on the daily. Let's go ahead and hit our alerts here on what we got triggered over the last couple of days. I know we had some come in over the weekend. Let me see here. You guys get all the green and red dot alerts over here if you're a member of the Discord. We're going to go all the way back up here to Jasmine. And we're going to be covering all these alerts and seeing if we can find any setups here in this video. By the way, we are dropping videos on YouTube and Twitter every day when I don't get distracted or something like that. We didn't drop one yesterday. I had some stuff going on. I apologize about that. But today we are back and we're going to cover all of yesterday's alerts as well. So make sure you're subscribed and you're tapped in, baby, because we're just getting going. Let's take a look at XRP here. And that one showed up with a daily dot. My stop loss on XRP is still going to be around 53. The weekly chart is green right now. So the green dot is still showing on XRP. I think this is still a good setup. Okay, it had this big dip all the way down to 44, ripped right back up to 64. Beautiful trade if you bought that dip. Let's move the stop loss. Let's just keep it right there. We're going to keep it right at 53. I think 53 is a solid support level for XRP as long as you're in the trade. It did show up with a daily green dot today, but it did fade away. So keep that in mind. It showed up and went away. So again, these candles close at 5 p.m. New York time every single day. Okay, that is 5 p.m. New York time every single day. And we get a new candle here in about an hour. This video is being recorded at about 4:16 p.m. That's Pacific time. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. New York time is when they form. So 5 o'clock Pacific time and 8 o'clock New York time. And if you're in a different country, I don't know what to tell you. Just look up 8 p.m. New York time to see what that time is for you. We're going to form a new candle, and that green dot could come back there. So stop loss on that's still going to be 53. The weekly's still looking good. Here's EA, weekly red dot here. So again, I would not be taking a long on EA right now. This is a sell signal. One of these moves is coming next. I want to buy a move back into the 50, just like we got off this red dot. This is where I want to be a buyer. This is where we want to be buying EA, okay? Not up here with a red dot, because again, you're about to get clapped on. Okay, you're about to get, this is where we are right now. Oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever, right? Greedy, 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 greedy. This thing is already up, okay, 20% in the past 4 months or however long it's been. So that is a sell signal. I'd be selling EA there. DJT red on the daily. This thing's just getting absolutely clawed. But I still think it's in a really good spot to be an investor, right? If you're going long on something, we bounced right here last time. We bounced right here last time, bounced right here last time. There's an election coming up. So obviously that plays a big factor in this. This is Donald Trump's media company. It's just been getting slaughtered. It had this big run up after his assassination, and then it just got freaking smacked down. Okay, I think I got out at like $35 when we broke right there. And this thing rode all the way back down to looks like $23 now. But again, we bottomed here, we bottomed here, we bottomed here. So I think this thing's going to set up what I'd be looking for is a break. What I am looking for is a breakout over the 9 EMA, over that orange line. Okay, because again, once we break that line, boom, we just ride that puppy all the way up for our trade. Okay, our sell target is always going to be when the stochastic RSI. Okay, if we're trading an hourly chart, if we're trading a daily chart, a weekly chart, a monthly chart, we want to sell when the stochastic, which is the light blue line on the indicator, comes up here and taps the white dotted line. Okay, that's the top of the wave, right? We want to buy the bottom of the wave, sell the top of the wave. But we need the direction to be in our favor. How do we know that? We can either buy the first green candle that we get on the Hakashi. Okay, the Hakashi candles are the ones that I trade with here. The Hakashin Ashi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I just say Hakashi. But I've used the normal candles in the past, but I have fallen back in love with the Hakashi candles. I think they're a very, very solid way to trade and use our indicator down here because, again, all you got to do is use the stop loss at the bottom of the first green candle you get. Okay, and then ride that puppy up. So we're waiting on a green candle on DJT and a breakout over that 9 EMA to take a position. That thing's back down at $22. It was just literally at $50 like that was a couple weeks ago. That was literally a month ago. It was at $50 and that thing got slaughtered all the way back down there. So careful on that. Here's a dot, just not looking hot. Again, want to wait for that breakout over the 9 EMA, over our orange line. Red dot there, so I wouldn't even be in the trade. Okay, I would have been out on the first red candle. That just looks ugly. And the stochastic's a little overextended. What does the weekly say? Okay, the weekly's pretty far down here. So what I'd be waiting for on Polkadot if you want to trade it is a breakout over the 9 EMA. I don't know why this thing's been so weak. Supposedly they were, some big hotshot outfit, or there's some good blockchain. I've never used them or heard about anybody using them, but that thing came all the way back down here and hit a double bottom at 3.5. It bounced the same exact level right there. Okay, that's called a double bottom in technical terms. It's where we hit a level, we bounce up, and we come back down and we hit it again. So that was where we bounced right there at 3.5. Again, everything's still pointing down here on the daily, so I would not want to have a part of that. Hbar, same thing, just getting absolutely slaughtered here. Okay, wait for the breakout over the 9, and then take your entry based on the green candle that it breaks on. Okay, this was the candle you set your stop loss at. Boom. What happened? Stochastic hit the white dotted line right up here at 8 cents. That was from 6 cents all the way up there to 8 cents. That was about a 25% move. Okay, and then you got out. Okay, and then that thing absolutely flushed. So still showing a lot of weakness there. I don't think we're out of the woods yet in the crypto markets. I know people are getting excited again, but again, use caution, and use your stop losses. CMG had a red dot on the daily today. Their CEO left the company. I actually traded this one today, and I actually made a pretty good profit on it. I was trading a 15-minute chart. It had this big dip in the morning. I looked up the news to see what was going on. Okay, this is a 15-minute chart. It was down 15% at the beginning of the day. It was actually one of the top volume gainers. Okay, if you go to volume gainers here, it's let me show you guys how to do that again. If you come up here to your playlist on TradingView, normally you can see your watch list. So I have my red list and my green list. If it's on my green list, I'm actively looking to take a trade on it. If I see a setup, my red list is just something that I'm like waiting for. Maybe it's in a downtrend, or maybe it's just, not there yet. I'm not interested in it. My green list is the one that I'm always looking for trade setups on. And then the hot list, which is another option that they just landed in. I like to pay attention to the volume gainers. So the volume gainers are the ones that have been traded the most amount of shares that have been traded throughout a day. Let me get this out of the way here. Let me bring this down here. Let me bring this over here. Okay. So I seen this and it was down 15% this morning. So I saw the 15-minute chart. I mean, this thing was just all the way down here at like 48. I think I got in on that first green candle there. Again, the same concept applies on whatever time frame you're trading on. The 15-minute and the hourly are very popular time frames to day trade on. I like to use those to day trade stocks. If I'm going long for like a long swing trade or something, I'm always using the weekly and the daily or the monthly. Okay, but if I'm looking for like a day trade, like if something like CMG is down 15%, and the reason it was down 15% was the fact that their CEO left. Their CEO left the company. So, I mean, this thing bounced from right there on that first green candle. That was a 6-7% trade right there. That's a good trade, okay? In the stock market, at least, that's a really good trade. And that thing just rode all the way up there. So I think this one's going to pop back. If you look at the weekly chart, I like it. Okay, it's got a green doji candle there. Look how deep we are. And again, they did really good on their earnings. The only thing that's bad is the fact that their CEO is leaving the company. So, what happened that caused the 15% dip is the CEO probably sold all his stock, right? He probably had 10% majority of the stock because he was the CEO, and he probably sold it. And that's probably what made this big dip happen. So CMG is going to be like the day trader haven here for the next couple of days. So I'd be looking to buy that one off of the VWAP. Okay, maybe down there at 49 again, but looks like a good swing trade too. I mean, they are a good company. They beat on their earnings. Okay, they're way oversold down here. Okay, again, if you're on a weekly chart, you want to buy down here and sell when the stochastic gets back up here, the white dotted line. That is the trade, folks. We're not sitting here and holding our stocks forever. We're getting in low and getting out high. Okay, so depending on the time frame you decide to trade on, whether that's an hourly chart, whether that's a 4-hour chart, whether that's a 15-minute chart, whether that's a daily chart, I recommend people use the weekly and the monthly, especially if they're just getting started, because those are the easiest ones to trade. And the bigger the time frame, the more accurate the dots. Okay, if you're using a 5-minute chart, look how many dots there are. There's one every 20 minutes. Okay, here's a dot right here at 10 o'clock. Here's another dot right here at 11:40. Here's another dot right here at 10:40. Here's another dot right here at 6:50. Well, if you're looking at a weekly chart, okay, this dot came back here in October, okay, of 2020. That was almost a year ago since we got a green dot back down here. So depending on your time frame, again, that matters. You guys got to figure out the time frame, what charts you want to trade. I have in our rules, right, just as a general rule of thumb. This doesn't mean I don't trade an hourly or a 15-minute chart. This just means I like to focus on the daily and the weekly. Okay, the easiest trades, the nicest setups for the biggest gains, in my opinion, are made on the weekly and the daily and also the monthly chart. So the daily chart feeds the weekly, right? The daily chart feeds the weekly. If the daily chart reverses, the weekly chart's going to reverse as well. So that's what we're looking for. And I like the green doji here on CMG. I'm not saying it can't go lower. Stop loss on that trade, I'm going to put it right down there at 480 if you're going long on that one. I'm sorry, 48. That's the bottom of today's candle. I just didn't like the fact that it had a red dot on the daily. So again, I'd want to wait for the stochastic to come back down here on the bottom. Okay, but there's going to be a lot of trading going on. This was the 4th highest. And Starbucks was up 24% today because the CEO left Chipotle and he went over to Starbucks. So Starbucks stock popped, CMG stock dropped. So I'm guessing Starbucks had to sell old boy some shares. And yeah, it's weird how these markets move, folks. But there's always a buyer and there's always a seller. So the reason CMG was down was because their CEO left and he sold his shares. That's what I took out of it. Okay, so it wasn't that they're a bad company or they're going anywhere. I mean, everybody I know eats Chipotle, except for me, because I don't eat fast food. Okay, but think about it. There's always something behind it. But I like the fact that CMG is down there. So again, red on the daily. We're going to be monitoring that throughout the week. That one's on the watch list. Here's AUR. This one doesn't look like a bad setup here. I'd put a stop loss right there at 344 if you're playing the dot there on the daily. What's the weekly saying? See, the weekly's coming down though. So I want the weekly and the daily to both line up. If I can get a green dot with the weekly stochastic, right, with the light blue line down here on the floor, okay, that's the trade I want to make. I don't want to necessarily take a green dot trade here. Okay, I wouldn't be taking this trade because the weekly direction is not in my favor. I like a big pullback. Okay, we want a big pullback, whether 20, 30, 40, 50%. 60% pullbacks are the best ones to take positions on the weekly chart. Okay, this one right here dropped from 370 all the way down to $2.15. I mean, that's a hefty pullback. That's a 40% pullback. You can see the red. Boom, you want in on the first green. So if I got a green dot on the daily and a green candle on the weekly, that's the one I want to trade. But I got a green dot here on the daily. Okay, and yeah, the stochastic's on the floor, blah, blah, blah. But the weekly's coming down. Okay, the weekly chart is coming down. The weekly dot is red. So if I think that the daily is flipping, right, we get a green dot and it looks like we're going to flip here. Kind of like, what was a good example of that? I think we went over one of them. I don't know. But, right, the green dot will feed the day. So the move will come on the daily before it comes on the weekly. That's why I like to pinpoint my entries on the daily chart, but keep in mind where the weekly chart is at the same time. So not taking a trade there on AUR. Here's FedEx. FedEx had quite the pullback as well. It's kind of the same thing. The weekly chart is not in our favor, right? It's coming down over the weeks. So taking a trade here just doesn't make sense. I want to take a green dot trade, right, when the weekly stochastic, right, when the light blue line is back down here at 0. That's where I'm looking for entries off the daily. Okay, that's where I'm looking for the entries off the daily. Here's Jasmine giving a green dot on the daily. Yeah, it's green. Okay, let's set a stop loss at 0.09 there. Again, weekly. I do like the fact that the weekly is coming into our 50 EMA. That is the 50-week moving average. We like to refer to that as our mean price. The mean is just the average over the year. So the mean is the average price over the last 50 weeks when you're looking at the light blue line. It's the average price over the last 9 weeks if you're on a weekly chart on the orange line. And then that blue line, this one down here, is the 200. So this is the average price over 200 weeks. So we want to buy close to a mean, close to an average, right? We're traders. So we want to buy as close to the mean as possible. It depends on what you use your mean on, right? If it's the 9 and you're trading the 9 and you want to ride that up for the momentum trade, great. If it's the 50 and you want to play the bounce off of that, great. The daily is showing here on FedEx. So if you were to take this trade, it's going to be 279, but consider the weekly is still red and coming down here. So I'd wait till the stochastic gets lower there to zero to take a long on that one. Jasmine, we covered. I do like the fact that the weekly is coming into that. So yeah, I'm not sold on this reversal yet. If you're still in it, I'd set a stop loss at 0.019. Here's EA. We talked about this one. Again, the weekly red came. So again, I'm not buying a green dot with a red dot on the weekly and the stochastic way up here. It just doesn't make sense. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin gave a daily red dot this morning, but guess what? We got a pump and it went away. So again, very important level for Bitcoin is going to be right there. I'm going to call it 57.6. 57.6 is the stop loss. If we can reclaim 64, things are going to get really, really bullish. I think Bitcoin will break out to 100K if we can break out over that 64K level. Thread, I'd be happy to answer or look at any of your chart requests live here on the stream. God bless you all. I hope you're having a good week, folks. Here's SOUN showing a green dot on the weekly. So this is a good looking setup here with a stop loss at 470. 470 is the stop loss. The daily chart's getting a little extended here on the stochastic, but that doesn't mean this thing can't run. Okay, 470 is the level you want to play there. This is an AI stock. Okay, 470, again, the bottom of the green candle, we're getting the dot on. So you're taking this based on a weekly chart, okay, with a stop loss at what? 470. 470 is the stop loss there on SOUN, but that is a nice looking setup. Uber, this one came on Tuesday. Okay, it's already up 12% here. Again, where's our stop loss? Boom, 63. So how I would trade this is I'd wait for a pullback now on like the 4 hour. Okay, you want to wait for maybe a pullback into like 66 or 68. Okay, but that last dot is still green. So we can expect this thing to maybe come back up here to 82. Okay, stochastic's pointing up there on the weekly. It looks good. I'm pretty sure I called this out. I want to say it was back here. I called this out off the golden dot down here. This is the most bullish indication on any chart you're trading. If you're trading a 15, an hour, or a 4 hour, the golden dot, if you see a golden dot down here, that's the biggest reversal signal that you can get. And if you guys want to set these alerts for yourselves, all you got to do is hit the right click and go to add alert. Okay, and you can select the big green dot, the small green dot. You can select the gold dot. You can select the buy with divergence. The ones I use the most I just use the small green dots. I want to see when every single dot comes, and I want to take my analysis and make it right there on the spot. So if you want to get alerted by every green dot that comes on your chart on whatever time frame, use the small green dot. Okay, and then right here you set it for once per bar if you can. I'd highly recommend upgrading your plan to do that so you don't have to keep resetting the alerts. And I keep mine open-ended. So that's also a feature that comes with the paid version at TradingView. That way I never have to go set an alert twice. I set it once and it's always going to tell me when a green dot comes on Uber or whatever stock I'm trading. So Uber looks good there on the weekly. I'd be looking for pullbacks on the smaller time frames, like a 4 hour. Again, maybe a pullback to 66 and a bounce. But again, this thing is really, really strong right now. The weekly chart is breaking out. So Uber looks good there off the weekly. I'm pretty sure we called that out. I think it was right here at 63, around where we're looking for the bounce off of. So 63 up to 71, that's a great trade. Okay, whoever got in on that, congratulations. Here's PLTR also giving a green dot on the weekly. Okay, green dot up here. Again, I like to buy the green dots down here when the stochastic is down here, not necessarily up here. I'd be taking profits on PLTR here. Okay, I'd be taking some off the table. Okay, again, I want to sell when the stochastic is up here. If I get a green dot up here and it keeps going, congratulations. Okay, my trade is from this stochastic RSI all the way up to here to the white dotted line. Buying low, selling high. Okay, 27 entry was 16. Okay, Shopify also given a weekly. This was yesterday. 59.56 is the stop loss. This looks really strong. They killed their earnings. This is one that's on my list, and I'm looking for pullbacks on as well. Okay, want to buy pullbacks here, maybe on an hourly chart into our moving averages. Okay, down there at 63 would be a great entry. This one's sitting at 69.91 right now. Beautiful, beautiful move there. And again, the last dot is green on the weekly, so we can expect the next few weeks to be up. Okay, this one off this green dot went up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Had a red day or a red week, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. 10 weeks up, okay, 12 weeks down, or however long that was. Okay, but that's a big, big breakout right there on Shopify. That one's at one at the top of my list there. And I'd be probably just playing a move back up to where we were here at 91. Okay, $91. That was back here in February. So green dot there on Shopify. That one's in the look and to buy list. Meta also breaking out here again. Stop loss at the bottom of the candle. We are getting the green dot on. Okay, 485 is going to be your stop there again. This is a great place to zoom into the hourly or the 4 hour and use the same strategy. Come on back down here. Now that we know that the weekly direction is up, we can set our macro stop loss right there, but we can also get in here to the 4 hour and wait till this blue wave comes back down here again and take an entry. If that comes back down here to 480, that's going to where you want to be sniping the trade. But right now with the wave up here on the 4 hour, right, if this thing comes back down here and touches the 200, that's a 10% dip on your portfolio. So you're not getting in at the best time, right? Okay, the best time to get in was here on the daily. Okay, boom. We ripped up. I think that was their earnings, and they got sucked back down. This was your entry candle. Okay, green dot came on this candle right here. This was the candle we were trading at 477. Okay, beautiful move right there off that green dot. Okay, that was breaking the 9 EMA, the orange line, breaking that and giving us a green dot. Beautiful trade. This one didn't break the 9 EMA. This one broke the 9 EMA, right? Earnings popped, and then they dropped it, and then boom. There was your trade opportunity right there on Facebook at 476, a perfect example of us breaking out over the orange line and getting the green dot. That was an excellent entry. And the weekly is now following through. So the daily signal came last week on Tuesday, right? That was about over a week ago when you got the daily alert. And now you're seeing the weekly alert. So the weekly alert is going to tell us, boom, this is going up for the next couple of weeks. We can set our stop loss at 482 and be on our way. Here's CRO giving a green dot here on the weekly chart. That looks good. So we could set our stop loss right there at the bottom of the candle that we're getting the green dot on. I still don't like the fact that it didn't break out over that 9 EMA yet, but we're watching this one. Okay, here's the daily. Again, what we did, we got rejected right there. So that one doesn't look so good. Set a stop loss at 0.048. I'm sorry, 0.084. Okay, that's the bottom of this candle. This is the bottom right here. Okay, boom. Bottom of this big candle we got right there. So it's still above the 9. Okay, it's still above the 9. We want a big fat green day tomorrow. I'd love to see a green day on crypto tomorrow. Again, that candle is green. So this is a pretty easy setup. You're risking 0.04 cents, less than a penny on this trade, playing this green dot here on the weekly on CRO. That one looks good. That one's actually on the look in the buy list there. QMT also green here on the weekly, but it has not broken above our moving average yet, our 9 EMA. It did on the daily, but now you can see that it's getting rejected. You can see the stochastic on the daily oversold. I'm sorry, overbought. So again, if it's not breaking the 9, I'm not too excited about the green dot. If it's not breaking the 9. This one right here broke the 9. Broke the 9. It went from 90 all the way up to 150. This green dot right here, not breaking the 9. Not breaking that 9 EMA. The 9 EMA is the moving average. Okay, that's the momentum moving average. You want to be up above it, up above it, up above it, up above. Ride that thing all the way out. You don't want to be below it. You don't want to be buying during this time. Okay, here was a false breakout. How do we protect ourselves against false breakouts? We set a stop loss at the candle we're breaking out on. Okay, that way we don't have to ride these big dips down. Okay, it's really simple, guys. This is really simple. People overcomplicate trading. People overcomplicate it a lot. Okay, we're not doing that here. We want to trade it with the momentum. Here's XLM. I like XLM. Okay, I really like XLM. Green dot and breaking out over the 9 EMA. Again, my stop loss on this is going to be right there at 0.093. That's your level you're trading here. Playing a pop maybe back up there to 13. That'd be a beautiful trade. Okay, this thing needs some juice. Let's look at the monthly on this. Look how far down the monthly is. Okay, XLM has been a laggard. Okay, this one goes with XRP. That one was also a laggard. Okay, so paying attention to XLM. That was a weekly green dot. Here's A. Red on the weekly. I told you guys I took a trade on this today. I'm trading based on the daily here. I'm thinking the daily is going to go up here. The daily reverses and goes up here. This red dot should fade away. Right? We have till Sunday. So it's Tuesday right now. So if this thing pumps the rest of the week, goes back up to 120, that dot is not going to exist on the chart anymore. So my long position is started right now, right here with a stop loss at 93. 93 is the whole number at the bottom of the candle that I'm taking my entry on. Right? Red, 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 red. Boom, green. Okay. Big dip. Okay. When I get a big dip, that's when I want to pay attention. Big dip. Okay. First green candle, bang. This was a beautiful entry right here last time. $80 was your stop loss. Okay, that was the bottom of the green candle. You got a green candle right here, boom. Bottom of the candle. We're taking the trade. I'm thinking a green dot's going to come here probably in 20 minutes. 20 minutes, you should see a green dot on Abe's daily chart because that is when the new candle forms. Again, 5 p.m. Los Angeles time every single day, 8 p.m. New York time every single day. Okay, weekly dot is red. Again, we have a whole entire week to get rid of that. So if this is the bottom, okay, I'm going to make out pretty good. If I'm wrong, I think I got it at $95 and I'm risking $2. Okay, I have to set my stop loss right here. I'm not going to sit through one of these dips. You have to set your stop loss, guys. You always got before you even take a trade, you should know your stop loss level. You should set it inside your app. Okay, I have a couple videos on how to set stop losses. You should set it inside your app, and you should not move it. You cannot move the stop loss if you're taking a trade. You should have the stop loss level written down and placed directly after you make a trade. Okay, and you're not going to sit through these anymore. You're not going to sit through these big, massive dips that we have been seeing. Okay, stop loss always. It's better to lose fast than it is slow. Okay, you want to lose 2 to 3%. If you can risk 2 to 3% on a trade, you're doing something right. Okay, 2 to 3%. Like I said, that A trade, I'm risking literally 2%. 2% if I'm wrong on the position. Okay, with a stop loss at 93. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, but if I'm right, it should continue to go up like it did the last 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, this was a little fake out here, but boom, we're back. We're back on A. Just because you get flushed out doesn't mean you can't get back in. XLM, we already covered that. That had a weekly dot. Oh, that was from last week. So these are from the 19th. You see Solana had a red dot as well. Bitcoin had the red dot still on. That was last week. This was from last week. INJ had one from last week. BCH had one from last week. ICP had one from last week. Zeta had a red dot there on the daily. XRP had a green dot on the weekly. That's it for the last couple of days of alerts. Again, those are called out all the time over here inside the Discord for you guys. If you guys are a member, if you're not a member, you can come join the club. We have close to 400 people inside the Discord who are subscribers. All you guys got to do is click the link and you'll get access to all of the rest of the features inside the Discord. I'll go ahead and drop my watch list for you guys today. A watch list is going to be my green list. These are the names I'm actively looking for positions on throughout the week or throughout time. I like to share this with you guys over there. And you can use it, you can not use it. I mean, it's just something for you to take a look at. I try to explain my setups the best I can to you guys, and hopefully you guys learn something. I've been doing this for almost 6 years now. Um, I've been profitable. I've made some money, and I love teaching this stuff, and I love sharing it with people who are like-minded and need to invest into their family's future. So that's the goal here, folks. Again, we're swing traders. We're not day traders, and we're sitting here looking for setups, trying to snipe. Okay, I sniped this A trade today. I got it at 95, and my stop loss is 93. This candle's going to close green. It's breaking the 9. Okay, you can see every time it's done that in the past, over the last 3 times, it's resulted in a 20 to 30% trade. So 93 is the stop loss. I really encourage you guys to always set your stop loss levels. Okay, it's really easy to set your stop losses when you have the trading indicator, right? When you get the green dot, okay, you can tell when the reversal is coming. That was a reversal candle. The stop loss always has to be at the bottom of the candle you're taking the trade on, whether that's a daily or a weekly chart. Okay. In this case, on 8, it was a daily. So 93 has to be my stop loss. If that breaks, I'm wrong. I have to be wrong fast. Okay. That is how we get ahead of the game. Okay. And here's Dogecoin also. Nice move there. 10 cents, 10.3 is the level I'd be trading. I'd be trading this candle right here. Again, we're breaking out over the 9. So it's not looking bad on a daily chart right now. Okay. Bitcoin's still looking good on the daily, but the weekly, not so much. That's why we have to set that stop loss at 57. Those are the levels. Those are the alerts for yesterday and today. Hopefully, you guys got some value out of this. If you did, please smash that like. I appreciate a thumbs up. As always, God bless y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.